And I remember right before I performed, I raised my hands up, and it was kind of the first time I felt something else come into me, and I knew.
You already know what it is. It's your boy Laid Back with another reaction, another review, another episode. Hey, TikTok, you up to bat? Wow. It's your boy Laid Back. Welcome back to my channel. Hey, two things we got to do. You got to hit that subscribe button. I'm drinking this water. You already know what it is, man. You are the prize in 2025. You are the prize in 2025. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the notification bell. Stay up to date with all the videos. We back. Before we get into it, hey, if you want to book a one-on-one consultation, you can. It'll be in the pinned comment. But we back, man. We got some conspiracy. This is going to be, we're talking about some devil worship and Satan. So this is for the real ones. You make it to the end of this one, you a real one for real. I'm just going to say that. You make it to the end of this one, you a real one for real. But let's go ahead and get into it. Fire Squad. What's popping? Let's get it.
Is it possible to sell your soul to the devil?
No. It's impossible to sell what you don't own.
So it's deception, essentially.
Right.
Satan makes you think that you're selling your soul so he can keep you more bound in whatever he has you in.
Right. In my talks, I usually have somebody sitting next to me and I'll ask them what kind of car they drive. And then I ask the audience, who out there can legally sell me this person's car? Nobody puts their hands up. I'm like, why not? And because it doesn't belong to us. You're right. That's why you can't sell your soul. It doesn't belong to you. I mean, you may have heard God died for you. Jesus paid the ultimate price for your soul. You don't own it. You can't loan it. You can't lease it. And you certainly can't sell it. But you may have heard that the devil's a liar. I'm here to confirm. If the devil tells you good morning, get a second opinion.
That's a funny quote, and that's why you're a Christian today, because you can't actually sell your soul. And
right, what you have done is given your will to the devil.
Okay.
Ooh. You've given your will to the devil. Do your own research. It's gonna be.
Is something dark and sinister going on in Hollywood? Check this out, y'all.
Christ Madonna. Upside down cross.
Upside down cross.
If you pay attention, they always tell you who they really side with. What do y'all think that really means?
That look crazy though.
The same stuff that was happening in Hollywood years and years ago, decades ago, is still happening now. And you can argue it's even more obvious than it was then. Like the saying goes, symbolism will be their downfall. As always, thanks for watching. Stay weird. Until next time.
That shit look crazy, man.
Have you guys watched the Joe Rogan Cat Williams interview? He made mention about Baphomet, and I don't know, some of you may or may not know, I made a video about Baphomet a long time ago, but I find what he says to be interesting. Y'all watching and y'all let me know what y'all think.
Right, but that's what makes information so powerful is, you don't care how people feel about the ritual. It's about does following the ritual work. And so you can fool yourself into thinking there isn't one, but the evidence will be clear. So like when I'm like, oh, these guys are wearing dresses. Everybody's like, oh, he keeps talking about people wearing dresses. No, it's not. It's a weird thing. It's not like that. Look at it from a different way. Look at it. Show me one person that ever wore a dress in Hollywood unsuccessfully. That's how you understand what a ritual is.
Man.
So 20 years ago, I knew that transgenders was going to be a thing. It wasn't because I was a prophet. It's just I had gotten so much information that I understood that things are secular. So I understood that the earliest I had seen that word transgender was Baphomet, the transgender. And so I knew that in the ritual of Baphomet, the transgender, to show allegiance to him, you had to kiss his ass ring. Really? And it said both of those things. So I knew that both of those things would become popular in the future. And that somehow calling people the goat would be normalized over the sheep being always the most popular reference.
God damn, we got some good weed, Cat. Jesus.
Bruh, Cat be on another level.
Did you know that Hugh Jackman actually wasn't really like thinking he was going to be in a major actor? Do you know how he became to be an actor?
Soul to soul.
No, but it's very interesting. He went on the BBC and he was telling the backstory of how he actually got his first gig. Listen to this.
It's interesting your path to acting, because you were a journalism student, weren't you?
So I'm still on hold. My journalism is still on hold. I literally was just putting it off. So I took a few part-time classes and worked at a gym. And at the gym, I met this woman who, this isn't a lie, it sounds like a made-up story, but I was actually joining her up, and she was looking at me, and she just went, oh, like that. I said, is everything all right? She said, you don't understand, I'm a white witch. You've got to get into acting. Whoa. Immediately. Whoa. I said, well, I'm doing a few part-time classes. Funny you should mention it. She said, no, you're going to be a big star, and I want you to meet this woman, Penny Williams. I said, who's Penny Williams? She says, she's an agent. Well, I met her, and she's still my agent. And the day after, I did an audition and landed a role on Neighbours.
The very next day, he gets an audition and books the role. Why would a spirit literally talk through a medium and tell him, you need to go talk with this lady over here and you will be famous? Why are they picking him?
Why him? Maybe because he's willing to do what they want.
You know what? I think the spirit world is paying attention. They know, who's going to be an agent of them or who's not, and they're literally directing. It's like God is choosing people to go out and herald His message as well. The devil's doing the same thing. He's hand picking. I want this one. I want this one. And so when we watch these movies, we often think like, man, that person got lucky. You know what? You hear stories like this, and it's like, I don't know how much luck is involved in this.
Right.
Yeah. These guys are literally being hand-picked by the other side. Why? Because they're the preachers and pastors. They're the evangelists of Satan's messages.
Wow, that's major. That's deep.
This is your ancestors and your great grandmother was a witch, and they tell you all these things just to get you to believe this, because the devil wants to use you, especially when he sees the gifts on your life and the call on your life. The demons know before even we do, because they can see in the spirit realm. So anyways, I'm seeking. I went to New Orleans, and this is when it got even realer. I went to a warlock out there in New Orleans, and he was training me up because I met him. He said, he said the same things that all the other ones said, and said, I need to train you. I'm the one that's called to train you, a Puerto Rican guy. And I literally, as he's saying these things and I'm learning from him different things, Solange Knowles walks in, Beyonce's sister, into that it's called the Botanica, the little witchcraft store.
Wow.
Solange Knowles, Beyonce's sister, walks in with her boyfriend, and I'm like, is this a dream? And is this Solange Knowles? He's like, yeah, she comes here regularly. We do rituals for her and her family. And I'm just like, what? Like the Knowles? Like, yeah, man, this is real. And she's buying product and paying for rituals. And I'm like, this might be my call. This might be my purpose. This might be it. Because again, I'm seeking the purpose of life. That's the root to all this, what's the purpose of life?
I'm confused though. I'm confused.
Terrence Howard said during this interview, it just might shock you. Watch this.
Said that sometimes when you walk off, they walk off with your clothes. Can you explain that?
Well, as an actor, you're more like a medium. When you really get there, you go into this zone and you really divorce yourself of who you are. And you just become a garment that something else puts on. Now,
wow.
A lot of people sit up there and do impersonations of other folks, you know, instead of allowing that spirit, you know, but I sit up and I'll pray for a little bit and go in a dark place, go in the bathroom, turn off the lights, look in the mirror. We'll have the light on at first, and then after 1 minute, turn the light off and, you know, and search until you see your own glow, your own aura. And then you watch it change.
Wow.
And it's a scary thing because you'll feel like some hands are on you.
What?
And you lose a little bit of control of what you're doing. But, you know, if you stay with it, you know, you'll be inhabited by something, and then you walk out, the character's with you, and you got to know how to say goodbye to it.
What?
If you really want to get there.
Right.
You know, a lot of people are afraid, you know, to empty themselves and be filled up with something else. And it's nothing more glorious than that.
Okay.
Whoa.
Terrence Howard is a well-known actor, but who would have ever thought that before he play a role, he prays in the dark? And according to Terrence Howard, he divorces himself to allow something to enter his body. So he's making it obvious that he communicates with spirits outside of the Most High. See, this takes me back to Beyonce when she said, after she lifted her hands, something entered her body.
And I remember right before I performed, I raised my hands up, and it was kind of the first time I felt something else come into me, and I knew that was gonna be my coming out night.
Now take a look at Nicki Minaj when she claimed that a boy by the name of Roman lives inside of her.
Roman is a crazy boy who lives in me, and he says the things that I don't want to say.
Who's all in there?
Well, we have Nikki, we have Roman, and then I have Martha. Martha is Roman's mother.
These are well-known actors and music artists, and they are confessing to the same thing. Now take a look at Taraji Henson. She's a well-known actress, but recently she admitted to doing the same thing.
Playing these characters, because it's very spiritual what we do as actors. You're on the set, you have your chakras all open, you're allowing this character to use your body as a vessel. And so you have to learn how to flip the switch on and flip it off. Otherwise it could drive you mad.
At the end of the day, for me, it was a lot of ancestry work. Blood work is what I call it, when you really have to lean on them. And there were times where, you know, the surrendering is so deep that I felt like I just had to truly listen to the ancestors.
If you are communicating with the spirit outside of the Most High, it's not your relative or friend or whatever you choose to call it. The reality is, it's an unclean entity. So brothers and sisters, don't be deceived. Watch and pray. God bless you.
Yo, these people.
And when I was 12 years old, I signed a deal with Satan in my room, and I was to...
CBS doesn't condone this. In
wait a minute. Because I wanted to get famous no matter what, and, you know, then I forgot that I had this deal with Satan and everything, and then I got really famous. And then one day I, had this tragic singing accident at
yes, I remember that, yeah.
And I realized then that Satan was coming for my soul. So, yeah, he wanted me to pay up, so... About that, and how at the end I invite Satan to dinner at Spago. And
you should, he's there most nights, but you should.
But wait, and I asked him to, you know, give me a refinance on my soul thing.
Really?
And so that works out. It has a happy ending.
Oh.
Is she joking?
Oh, you guys think this is only in the music industry? How do you think these actors do so well at acting?
Basically what I did was got on my knees and sort of communicated with the spirits. And when I came out, I was in charge. Powerful scene. Powerful scene. I couldn't have acted that.
Oh, it's real big in the film industry.
I spent a day there just kind of praying and asking, like, just guide me through this. If you can hear me, tell me what to do, tell me how to move, tell me how to speak, tell me how to behave, and I'll do whatever you say. So that there was a strange, mysterious spirituality going on around the making of this film.
That was pretty straightforward, right? Maybe that's why Johnny Depp won't watch his own movies.
I don't like watching myself.
Yeah.
I prefer the experience. I mean, making the film is great. Right. The process is all fine, but then he's up there.
Right.
It's just method acting, right?
Two voices came out of you. Do you remember this? They were simultaneous words, but they were two levels of sound.
What?
I was amazed, and you said, "Well, sure. Oh, I'm many different people."
Real funny, right? See, it would be a coincidence or maybe just trolling if only a few artists spoke on this, channeling spirits, but it seems to be all throughout the industry. But just a theory, right?
All right, guys.
Bro, these label executives wanted me to drink some fucking blood, bro. I'm not even joking, bro.
What?
I fly out and they wanted me to drink some blood. I told them niggas no. Just like that, every other song that I submitted, they said was not good enough.
Music executives that are higher up on the food chain in the industry do practice blood magic, and this is something I thought people knew already, but apparently y'all didn't, so let me break it down a little bit. First of all, there's blood magic that exists in many cultures around the world. However, the blood magic that is in reference to the occult refers to the practice of using blood as a component in rituals, spells, or other magical workings. Specifically in the music industry, it is for control. It is for control over you so that they know you are committed and that you are a part of the organization that they are building and that you can't go anywhere. Depending on the ritual itself will depend on whose blood you're drinking, but in most cases you are drinking the blood of the people that are a part of the ritual that are in the room, whether it's 1 or 2 people or maybe 5 or 6. Some cases you're drinking animal blood, and in other more extreme cases you're drinking the blood of younger human beings. And if you think this is fake, there are other people in the music industry who have already done blood rituals, and there are entire articles about it. Like how Machine Gun Kelly did a blood ritual with Megan Fox. Remember, this page is called Song Theory. I'm just some guy making silly theories on the internet. Or am I?
Actor Woody McClain admits in this interview that after doing a New Age ritual and prayer, he became famous and successful as an actor. Check this out.
She was watching Power and she paused it, sat down, she put these crystals on me, and we just prayed. She was like, say everything that you want. And I was able to say all the things that I want. Then 2 days later, I got the call for the Power thing.
When you said you were able to say everything that you want, what did you say?
That was more so saying I'm ready. I'm ready. I want to go to the next level. And yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I feel like I'm ready, but maybe I'm not. I don't know.
That whole process. From learning how to dance in college to now people respecting your dancing to now sit with the crystals. I don't believe in none of that shit. The crystals, the crystals and the astrological signs and all that stuff. I don't believe in it. But from that to now being on an international show, everybody knowing you, like you can't walk downstairs right now.
Out of his own mouth, going to this New Age witch who is who she was, and she happened to be a director as well, called him over, put crystals all over his body, told him to recite a certain prayer and ask everything that he wants, and it ended up happening in his life. This is witchcraft. This is sorcery. That's exactly what he did. He, by the aid of demons, made what he prayed to Satan for manifest in his life. It's witchcraft, it's sorcery. But at what cost, Woody? Now you've received a gift from Satan, and Satan is going to want to come collect what you owe him. The Bible says, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world but to lose his only soul? And just to be clear, these practices are demonic. People will argue, but God created crystals. God created precious stones. God created gems. And they're talked about in the Bible. Yeah, they're talked about in the Bible and God created them. But to adorn people, when you start looking to crystals as if they have some type of power to manifest things in your life, to protect you for this and that, that is sorcery and that is witchcraft. And that is you looking to God's creations to have some type of power and worshiping God's creations instead of worshiping God. It is demonic, it is evil, and it is the work of Satan and demons. This type of stuff happens in Hollywood all of the time. I can show you guys a video of a well-known actor saying that he prayed to Satan to help him in a difficult role he had to play. And after praying, Satan came and helped him. This is just a fact of what goes on in Hollywood. And I'm going to play that video for you guys. But you're going to have to head over to my Patreon page where you can view the full and uncensored version of this video. I'll leave the link in the description. I'll also leave the link right here. Head over right now, subscribe. I will see you guys there. As always, God bless you and shalom.
Man, this stuff here, this devil worship stuff, man.
Well, Lady Gaga went on SNL doing a skit about satanic blood rituals because that's just so funny. So then pentagrams, demons, so they summoned, this is a real demon that was worshipped in the Bible times. And then Lady Gaga says, here, drink the blood. Whoa. This is comedy gold, right? This isn't weird at all. So these are the demons that were mentioned and summoned in this video. And here is the kicker. Lady Gaga has a new song out for her new album, That's Everything She's promoting, called Abracadabra. Now, everybody's heard that word, that phrase, abracadabra. Most people think it doesn't mean anything, but in fact it does. It's in Aramaic, which is the language, ironically, that Jesus grew up speaking. And it says, I create as I speak. That's what abracadabra means in Aramaic. This is spell casting, this is witchcraft, this is manifesting, this is law of attraction. I will speak what I want into existence instead of speaking the word of God. So many of these songs that you're singing from these artists have witchcraft written in them. This is just a more blatant form. But Gaga, Ariana Grande, Taylor Swift, so many of these huge artists that create these anthems that people sing and declare and speak over themselves, and they're living rent-free in their mind. This is witchcraft. These are spells. This is mind control that is being put on, witchcraft being put on the listeners, and it's affecting your life. That word and the spell that she sings, morta, means death. It means death in Latin, and also muerte in Spanish is death. So you're singing witchcraft and death over yourself when you sing those lyrics of that Lady Gaga song, and God knows what else you're singing, probably witchcraft and demonic tongues. Just look at these lyrics, guys. This is not a joke. This is not a cute thing to sing with your family, with your kids. Like, this isn't cute Lady Gaga song. This is witchcraft, blatant witchcraft. But the Bible says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. Throw this stuff away. Get rid of the demonic music. This is trash. This is garbage. And shame on SNL for thinking that this is funny and this is comedy, when there's real satanic cults out there that are actually doing crazy stuff, like sacrificing and actually drinking blood. That's not something to joke and laugh about. That's real. That's perversion, and that's nasty. It's so obvious what kingdom Hollywood serves. SNL is not having a comeback. Cancel them. Shut this down. This is ridiculous. If you like this video and this content, my new book exposing witchcraft called Breaking Demonic Chains is out for pre-order now. It's coming out in the summertime. I'm so excited for you guys to read it. If you found this video helpful, follow for more videos like this, share it, send it to somebody who needs to hear this.
Man, people better be careful out there fucking with this shit.
Is that stuff just all true?
What stuff do you speak of?
That these weird societies that have weird black hoods that show up at these cocktail parties in Rome with the canapé and the champagne, that they actually exist and powerful people are parts of.
They do exist.
And they believe it.
I believe the elite are part of it. Would I say every rich person is involved? No. Like there's the St. Edwards out there.
Yeah.
But I think at a certain level you get invited in, just like that doctor, right? And he's certainly not at that level. But there is a story I came upon about a year ago of a Swiss banker at the highest level of banking. So we're talking global banking of billions and billions and billions of dollars. And he was also brought into this whole group where they were doing human sacrifice. And he knew he was going to have to do it at some point. And so he went to a journalist and recorded everything. And he said in his, basically his story of what was going on, I don't expect to be alive in a week, but this has to be told. And 3 days later, he was found face down in a bog, dead. And, when that happens and somebody has the nerve to step up, you don't risk your life for something that's not true.
That's a fact, boy.
The Jesus mockery continues as Lady Gaga at Coachella comes out wearing this And the opening to her song is "Raise Your Hands Like Jesus," and she has this cross across her chest. And I mean, she's infamous for mocking Jesus and Christianity, but this is just on a whole nother level. She ended up performing a song called Bloody Mary. And if those of you don't know what Bloody Mary is, all I know is that in New Orleans, Bloody Mary was very popular when I was a kid. And what you would do is you would go into the mirror and you would say Bloody Mary 3 times in the mirror. And then supposedly a demon appears, a woman demon appears.
Hell nah.
And I've heard people have seen, anytime I've been around some people and they said that they're going to do it, I don't partake in it.
Hell no.
I've done it twice, but I've never done it 3 times because I don't want to see what might have happened, and it's just demonic. The mockery in Hollywood is at an all-time high. They all mock Jesus, they all hate Jesus, and we know exactly who they worship. Their father, the devil. And that's the truth.
I mean, look at the imagery.
If you want to be in the club, you got to go to these weird Hollywood parties.
Did anyone else find the invitations to the all-white party extremely weird? This is the highest profile party in the world called the all-white party. It's hosted by billionaire Michael Rubin, and it happens every year on the 4th of July.
This is an
But
Illuminati
there was something
hotbed.
about the invitations that just didn't sit right with me. This one is Tom Brady's. This one right here is Drake's, and this is Quavo's. You can see all of the celebrities' invitations if you just look them up. But if you pause and look at the artwork, there's some weird stuff going on. These invitations were done by George Condo. This is a very popular artist, and some of his artwork goes for millions of dollars.
Damn.
And he gave each celebrity their own unique invitation. And I looked up some of his artwork, and he has a lot of interesting stuff, including when he collabed with Kanye West for one of his album covers. He drew him up a bunch of artwork. Yeah, I mean, it speaks for itself. A lot of people question what actually goes down during this party, especially after they saw
Oh
what
my
Michael Rubin
God.
made Meek Mill do, jumping
Humiliation.
around like a bunny because he supposedly lost the bet. And then in the private jet, when Lil Baby and Meek Mill were saying that they were going to get drunken hugs if they don't behave at the party.
I don't care what anyone says. You're
What?
getting a drunken hug. You
Say
too.
weird.
You too. Drunken hugs are coming.
Drunken hugs. What the?
There are humiliation rituals.
Yes. And sometimes they don't even get in. So a lot of these stars, a lot of these celebrities that want to get to, the higher level, the A-list or whatever, they come to them to get in. And they're like, don't want you. They pick and choose. Whoever could be the better puppet is who can get in. And yes, they be sacrificing family. They be doing a whole fucking thing. Absolutely. But it's way more than that. And to get out of the contract, you see these humiliation rituals and things like that. You got to do a lot to get out of that shit. But you're going to get what you want and answer them.
You're going to get what you want.
A bizarre request from Young Thug's defense amidst the rapper's ongoing jury selection, petitioning the court to exclude evidence of a ritualistic sacrifice in his RICO trial.
The theory behind killing animals is you're draining their energy, their power, and to use for mystical purposes.
According to the documents, during Shannon Stillwell's March 2022 arrest, officials found a, quote, religious ceremony which involved the supposed sacrifice of goats.
Listen, let me tell you something. The spiritual world is real. A lot of these celebrities you listen to, they have sold their souls to the devil, and they do these ritual things that come from the occult. They do human sacrifice, they do animal sacrifice, and you're listening to the music. This is why a lot of you get demons from the music you're listening to, because a lot of these people worship the devil. They're doing animal sacrifices, and they believe in the spiritual world. You're listening to music, and you love people's music that worship demons and do sacrifices unto strange gods, false gods, entities. This is so demonic. I'm telling you, a lot of these people have sold their soul. The Bible says, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world but lose his soul? They have sold their soul, and now they're doing witchcraft, mystical things to keep their fame, their power, their influence, and all these things. Stop listening to secular music. A lot of these people are of the occult.
I never heard about that in that Young Thug case.
I had to sell my soul to the devil. You have to sign, and you don't sell your soul. You can't sell your soul. By the way,
it's not possible.
It's not possible because Jesus owns the title.
Yeah, you don't own.
You can't sell your car, right? Without the title.
Yeah.
So you can sell your allegiance, your time, and your devotion. That's what you sell.
Right.
Because in the end, absent from the body, present in the Lord. The point of a man die is the judgment. Jesus owns the title, and he owns the deed of your house.
Yeah, right.
You're gonna have to go see him and settle the score, because he's a great accountant. It starts with the card reading, right? We know this powerful fortune teller, or we know this medium that read cards, and she's gonna read your cards, but she's also connected to a church that you can go and you wanna grow spiritually. You're not growing spiritually, you're decaying spiritually.
Right.
You wanna grow spiritually, you go and they do ritual, they do ceremony, you can be successful. That's why the people in Hollywood, they buy into the system. You want movies, you want money, you want fame, you want power, sign here. Same thing in politics.
Yeah.
Sign here. Look in politics. They're all witches and warlocks, man. Biden is a corpse.
Yeah.
You know, he's a corpse.
He may have already departed his body.
He left. He checked out a long time ago. Kamala Harris. People don't like hearing the truth. You know, the truth will set you free. Do I got against anything Kamala? I don't even know her. But I know the demonic. And I know what they're trying to do to the country. I know what they're trying to do to the people. Taylor Swift, what they're trying to do to the people. I know the witchcraft they're trying to. If I was famous, for say, and I love the people, they buy my tickets to come to my concert. Wouldn't I want you to live a good life?
Right.
Right. So you can have a good job. You can have live in a good place. You can have.
Wouldn't I want the people that support me to live a good life? Absolutely. I want every one of y'all to live a great life. Absolutely.
Have money, not only buy tickets for my concert, but you can provide for your family. Why would I tell you to vote for the devil? Because I'm part of the devil. I'm part of the system. So I have to maintain the system. Because if I don't maintain the system comes after me.
That happened, yeah.
With Epstein. P. Diddy now.
Right.
Someone has to get sacrificed. Because the system has to keep going. You got Cardi B. She said it on television. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to dress up like the devil. I don't want to sing devil songs anymore. I just want to be a mother. She said it out of her mouth.
Yeah.
They saying it, they doing it. It's not, I'm not hating. I want the best in your life through the truth of Jesus Christ in your life. I know police officers that were devil worshippers. I knew principals in school that were devil worshippers. I knew doctors in hospital that were devil worshippers. They were Jekyll and Hyde. They had a job during the day and at night they were Jekyll and Hyde. They call it the religion. That's what they call it.
It's a religious liberty.
Yeah, religious liberty. So this is what they got. So basically, when they say at 34 years old, 17 people came, you had to pay $3,500, an initiation fee. For the warlock.
Baptism
now 17,
free.
Salvation is free. Baptism is free. I mean, think about it. 17 people at $3,500 a pop.
Yeah, that's good money.
How much money the guy made? The high warlock.
Right.
You know, I mean, because it's a money thing. Card reading is a money thing. Doing ritual spells is a money thing. The issues, you be stable. All these false promise, false realities that are all smoke and mirrors. That they promise you, the devil promised you, like in Hollywood.
Yeah.
If you go to those people in Hollywood, you see Katy Perry falling apart from time to time, Cardi B falling apart. Yes, they got the Rolls Royce. Yes, they got the big house. Yes, they're wearing the Patek Philippe in diamonds.
Yeah.
At a cost.
Yeah.
At a cost, because behind the scenes they're crying. Behind the scenes they're falling apart. They're being tormented. They can't. They sleep, but they can't rest.
Yeah.
I don't need listen, God owns the cattle of 1,000 hills.
Yeah.
If he wants to bless me with something, or he wants to give me something, it is from his heart to my hands. And if he gets to me, I'm cool. And if he don't, I'm still good.
Yeah.
Because I got help.
Yeah.
I don't need anything else.
Hey, he talking that shit, boy.
Some of these scenes in horror movies and fantasy movies aren't just them acting. Some of them are reenactments. Reenactments of real rituals, real symbols, real chants. The directors, they don't even hide it though. In the movie Hereditary, they used a real demon sigil. For the filming of Doctor Strange, they hired a witchcraft consultant. The movie The Craft, they used actual Wiccan spells. And movies like Eyes Wide Shut are based on actual documented occult practices, not fiction like it seems. Why do they do this? Because they want it to feel real. They want the atmosphere to be authentic. But here's what they won't tell you. Every time a ritual is performed, even if it's presented to you as art, it is still a ritual. It still invites spirits. It still opens doors. And it creates bondage with the viewer. Some people wonder why they feel anxious, sick, or even spiritually attacked after watching certain movies. It's because your soul just sat through a ritual your spirit did not consent to. These aren't just horror movies. They are rehearsed spells. Don't just say it's entertainment. That's what they want you to believe. Conviction over comfort. Follow me if you're into that. Shalom.
I definitely don't think it's just entertainment.
So while Alicia Keys was giving thanks to the Most High, this is the symbol that she threw up, giving praise to the Most High God, who she worships and who everyone else in the building worships. Listen to this.
Stone, Hell's Kitchen, the Most High, my magnificent mother who gave.
Everybody was kind of like, whoa, like, oh, like, did she really just do that on stage? Yeah, y'all worship the same God as her. You know exactly why she did that. This is the sign she was making. The Baphomet symbol. Hey, oh, hey, oh. Now, let's see somebody try to make an excuse for this. The celebrities worship Satan. They worship Satan. I don't know how much more people have to say. These celebrities worship the same God. So when you hear these celebrities say God, they are not talking about Jesus. Just because they say God, everyone believes in some type of God unless you're an atheist. And that's not a large percent of the population. So if they're saying God as a celebrity, as a politician, what God are they talking about? What God? Because I think a lot of y'all think just because somebody say G-O-D, you automatically think they're talking about Jesus, your God. Right. No, the Christian God. They're not. Clearly, they're talking about this God. She was very in plain sight after thinking Black Rock and Jay-Z and Clive Davis, some of the most evil people in the industry. Then she say, thanks to the Most High, and then she puts up his symbol. Wake up. These are the celebrities that y'all worship. Not to mention, if you hear somebody saying that they believe in G-O-D, that's nothing nowadays. Everyone believes in a G-O-D. What G-O-D is the better question.
That's real. That's real. That's real.
Sammy told me he worshiped the devil. We were in Dan Tana's on that restaurant with all the pictures of him. Sammy was like, you know, Satan is as powerful as God. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? He says, why do you think there's so much anger in the world and killing and murder and Satan? And he saw my reaction to it, and he kind of lightened up on it. And he was like, the Dan Tana is dark, and it's the candles on the table and Sammy's face over the candle. You know, Satan is as powerful as God.
Wow. That was a real story, too.
You know, Satan is the angel of music. You know the story of Satan?
Satan is the angel of music?
Satan was an angel.
Well, I know he was an angel.
He got banished.
A fallen angel.
Right. He got banished because he thought he was bigger than God. And banished him to hell. You know what I'm saying? Because I see parallels within the hip-hop world and the hip-hop community where I could associate it with the devil. He's just an engine of negativity, beef, chaos. You can easily put that that's the devil's work. You know, with hip hop, it's a lot of chaos with beefs and competition. You can put the devil associated with that. You know what I'm saying?
Rest in peace to Irv Gotti, man.
There are these two Satan worshipers. They're Satanists, all right? And they talk about the purpose to their music. And it's very dark. It's very dark. They say just from listening to it, you're coming into agreement.
We make music for a purpose. It's not just background music, or it's not just, you know, fluffy, light stuff.
This is not elevator satanic music.
It's ritualistic music. It is music that by even the act of listening to it, you are participating in a satanic ritual.
Even just by listening it, you are partaking in a satanic ritual. Man, this should give you every reason to not want to listen to secular music.
That's real.
Actor Omar Gooding, Cuba Gooding Jr.'s brother, confirms that actors selling their soul to the devil in Hollywood is real.
Selling your soul in Hollywood, is that a real thing?
Oh, yeah. I believe it begins with the choices you make with what you find acceptable. If you get a role and it requires you to do certain things that you think is acceptable and you do them, then you'll get that call. Then you'll know. One thing always leads to another. It's not like you walk into Hollywood and they go like, "Hi, red pill, blue pill. Which one do you want?" No. They put you through the test. They know who they can get away with what. People do things on camera because they're comfortable doing them. If they're uncomfortable doing them, they shouldn't be doing them. It's just that simple. If I don't put on this lipstick and dress, I'll never make it in Hollywood. Nobody says that. They just put it in front of you. So you want to do, we can do a dress. Oh, hell yeah. They slide in that dress, zip it up and put the lipstick on and the eyes, and they're happy with it. They're comfortable doing that. They're fine. Yes, it's a very real thing. It's very spiritual. There's some people don't believe in God, but do believe in the devil. Where'd the devil come from? How do you believe in one and not the other? You don't believe evil exists? Will you say sing a prayer in a church and they're like, yeah, sure. All right, now we do this devil enchantment and da-da-da-da. No, I ain't doing that. I'm not playing with him. Yeah. You know it's real. So why would he not say, yeah, well, you do all this, I'll give you all the desires of your heart, but I'm going to collect that shit later. And we see a lot of collections happening. We see the collections. And when it's happening, everybody, oh, I can't believe they did that to them. Well, they made that deal a long time ago, and he's here to collect. I think it's a very real thing. Just me being honest. I'm not Tyler Perry. You're not comfortable in manhood. For one, that's not manhood. But let's not go there. What I'm just saying is, it's the choices you make. And then if you make this choice, that choice, Hollywood sees you've already made these choices. Right. Well, then I'm sure you have no problem with this. Now we'll give you all you want, and you keep packing our agenda. We know whatever we give you, you'll do. So here, we'll give him all the money he wants, because we say, now you're doing this, because this is the agenda we want to push. This is what we want to make black men look like. This is what we want the picture of. So here, you get your money. Now go do it. That's selling your soul.
And I saw you make a comment about how it's actually actors that's not living because they sold their soul.
It's tough, man. And when the collection happens, it happens. And I don't even think it's because it's that they not here. It's it is because they're not here. I ain't gonna backtrack what I said now. I mean, it's true. You make that wrong choice, and then if you don't play ball with what they want to do, they'll take you out. That's a sad thing. It's tough, man. Life is tough. If you overthink it, you go crazy.
You personally, you don't have to say their name, but do you know an actor that died because they sold their soul?
Sure. Sure.
Wow.
The person I'm thinking of, it may have happened before we met, so that, when I just see him just kind of splash and go, it's like, oh, but then you see the real-time situations now, and you're just like, damn, could they have been avoided? Maybe not. When they feel like they're really in anguish and they're really going through real life, you're going, damn, that sucks, man. But what did my brother. What happened to my brother, man?
You did him dirty.
He found success. Yeah, and he found success. He reached the mountaintop at the beginning of his career. He reached the mountaintop.
You can tell by how the way he talked about it and how the way he said it, that this is something that he really knows about, but that even he was trying to tiptoe around, but eventually he ended up saying it outright. And this is somebody who would definitely know about this. His brother, Cuba Gooding Jr., hit the pinnacle of acting. So what this man is saying has a lot of credibility, and this is something that is definitely taking place in Hollywood. It takes place with actors, it takes place with musicians, it takes place with politicians, with businessmen. The spiritual realm is very, very real. Now, many Christians will say, well, you can't sell your soul because it doesn't belong to you anyway. So then how are people actually making deals with the devil? We're going to clarify it and explain exactly what's happening in these situations, but we cannot do it here. You know where to go.
I didn't know that was his brother though, but they definitely resemble.
Doja Cat finally addresses rumors that she worships the devil. Now, when she was asked about it, she just kind of danced around the subject. She never blatantly came out and said yes, or she never came out and said no. Check out what she says, and I'm going to give you my opinions at the end.
It's a misconception that any misconception. I just wonder, do you ever want to clean those up? Like somebody sees some different imagery, and then somebody who works in the store thinks you worship the devil. Is it inside of you to ever clear something like that up, or you just kind of let that be fester in the world as it wants to?
I think about it a lot.
Really?
I think about it almost every day.
What part of it?
Every single part, every time, every pinpoint of when that's happened to me down my career.
Yeah.
It's happened a lot. And I think it's not for me to prove.
I don't think it takes a genius to decide if she does or does not worship the devil. I mean, just listen to her music, watch her music videos. There's a ton of demonic imagery in all of the things that she does. The Bible tells us, what does it profit a man if they gain the whole entire world, yet they forfeit their soul? And right now, that's what I see Doja Cat doing. She's gaining the whole entire world, but yet she's forfeiting her soul. So I pray that she comes to repentance. I pray that she comes to the knowledge of Jesus Christ. I pray that he convicts her, that she begins to trust God, to put her faith in God, and begin to follow him in righteousness. What do you think's going on in this situation? Let me know in the comments.
What do you think? Look.
I genuinely think that the entertainment industry worships Satan. I mean, when Sam Smith goes out there and does it on the stage, it can't get more straightforward than that, but people might say, oh, well, that's just performance art. That's an act. But we see it on the back end too. Look at how Christians are treated in Hollywood. When Christians make a film like Nefarious, it gets destroyed by the Hollywood critics and blacklisted even when viewers rate it as a good movie. According to people like Kevin Sorbo, there is an open blacklist against Christian actors in Hollywood, and we don't really need to speculate about that considering Chris Pratt was forced to apologize by simply saying that he believed in God. So I don't think it's a game or an act. I genuinely think that this is an industry that worships the devil.
This shit is some wild stuff.
Who do you guys think is the most satanic rapper out of Lil Uzi, Cardi, Yeet, and Ken? I'm not gonna lie, all these guys are going to hell up here. I'm sorry.
Damn.
Starting off with Uzi, all the way back to 2019, or 2018 actually, when he was performing EXO Tour Live, he said, "You are all going to hell with me." What the hell does that mean? In the full clip, he talks about how he's gonna be there too. What the fuck? On to Playboy Cardi. Cardi literally has Satan tatted on his neck. Like,
what?
There's no explanation needed. And also, this is an old picture of Cardi from like 2016. Devil, and then him crossing out the cross.
Wow.
How about this one, boss? Come on, Jordan. And Yeet is the most scary, bro. I'm leaving for last. Ken Carson's devil tat. I think this was a publicity stunt because he recently got it covered up, as y'all boys can see. But Yeet's sigil, it's not a tattoo, it's a sigil. This sigil is a combination of two devil sigil from the Devil's Book, or whatever that shit's called.
Whoa.
And it promises whoever tattoos it fame and fortune. And what does Yeet have? Fame, fortune, and diabetes. I'm joking.
He said
that shit wasn't even funny. Let me know what you guys think of this. Other than that, follow me.
Yo, whoever that guy is wild. He's wild.
One thing that you guys don't understand about the mentality of people in Hollywood and the mindset that these guys all have is that when they say they're Luciferians, they don't believe they're devil worshippers. Because in their minds, Lucifer is not the devil. And the way they rationalize that is they say, look, if you go to the scripture, when he was Lucifer, he was an angel with full of wisdom and full of music and this and this and this. And he didn't become Satan until he hit the planet. So there's a distinction. I guess the difference between a caterpillar and a butterfly. So they ask, like, does a caterpillar have wings? And you say no. But does a caterpillar become a butterfly? And yeah, of course, obviously. So they're the same, but not the same. That's the ration that they use, right? That's their logic. So they don't believe that they're worshiping, quote unquote, the devil. They believe that, being a Luciferian is being someone who's full of light and full of wisdom. So when you call them devil worshipers, they deny it because they're actually not. They worship Lucifer. So in their minds, that's how they explain it. So just so you guys have a little clarity of, what goes on and how they think, they don't believe they're devil worshipers. They're Luciferians, and they're proud of the fact that they're receiving light and they're full of wisdom and full of knowledge. So just to help you guys understand a little bit more, you may agree or not agree, whatever the case may be, I'm just here to present the facts, the real, the raw, the truth, and that's what they think. Also, people in Hollywood don't believe in titles. That's why if you notice, even when people are married, they never say, that's my wife or that's my husband. They say, oh, that's my best friend. They don't deny, they don't confirm or deny anything. They want to be ambiguous, as ambiguous as possible, and they don't adhere to titles. So that's why these people don't admit to being gay, don't admit to being a, Luciferian or whatever it is. They don't like titles, so they want to be ambiguous and what they call fluid. So just to help you guys understand the mentality of what people think in Hollywood. Get in the comments and let's talk about it.
Satan and Lucifer, two different things?
That want to be a part of the rap game so bad, man. He looked like he would kill his mama to get a hit record.
Damn.
Rick Ross signed this guy on YouTube. And when Rick Ross signed that dude, man, as wicked as Rick Ross is, now you know Rick Ross is wicked as hell. He did not want to sign that brother. When that dude signed that contract with Rick Ross and Shoemaker hit it right on the point. He looked at that contract, man. He just shook his head, but you can see it in his eyes. He just had a look where all bets are off, like, God damn, another brother gone. You see what I'm saying? But them demons got to be fed, man. He has to do it. He has to feed the demons, meaning he got to keep he got to find people who's vulnerable and dumb enough to want to sell their soul. Once you get into the sodomite world of Hollywood, you have to keep initiating.
Damn, boy.
There's a lot of shit that be going on in Hollywood. You know, we just want to know, man, what did you mean by that?
Let me tell you this. First of all, it's so funny because Denzel always told me, we'd be at the parties, he said, you leave 30 minutes for the devil get there. Okay? And when he would say that, I will always remember that Denzel would leave the parties early. And I follow Denzel out. I'm out. You see what I'm saying? Because when you leave 30 minutes for the devil get there, it ain't nothing wrong with going to the parties. Even Christ party with the sinners, you know what I mean? But when you leave 30 minutes for the devil get there, you know, you able to have your integrity. I've never, ever had to sell my body sexually for any roles. God covered me. And never have any studio head came on to me sexually or, you know, I know that happens in the industry. Never had that happen to me.
An actress goes on to We Need to Talk podcast and reveals some of the dark tactics that was used against her in Hollywood. And the crazy thing about this is that her testimony is extremely consistent with other testimonies that we've heard from different celebrities. Now, this is just confirmation of just how crazy Hollywood actually is, but it also expresses the fact that it takes more than skill and talent to make it in Hollywood. Okay, I want to show you guys this video. Let's hop into it, watch it, react to it. Before we do me a quick favor. Hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm so that this video can reach more people like yourself. I truly appreciate you guys. Let's go ahead and hop in.
I'm in Hollywood, and the first thing somebody says to me when I get in Hollywood, I moved out and I sit on my brother's couch. I was homeless, sleeping on my brother's couch. And they said, are you into pornography? Immediately, those spirits could feed off of me and see it. Ooh. And I was like, what? Like, do you want to be in? And I said, not for the world. At 18, I said, not for the world. He goes, not for the world. He was offended. He was scouting. I was on the train station at that time in Los Angeles. And he says, are you sure? There's a lot of money. A lot of girls would give up everything for less than the world. You don't want the world? And I said, nope. But just a few years later, I got on in an acting agency that started off with two women. They scouted me because I was always applying, right? To hustle in Hollywood, you got to apply. You're an artist, you know that. Yeah. You got to apply for this job. You got to be on this thing. You got to put your pictures up here. You got to submit. You got to submit the casting calls. Boom, 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 boom. I got cast in several small things on TV and modeling. Modeling really took off because it was just easier being tall and following in my mom's footsteps. She taught me how to do my makeup, how to do a runway walk. So I did a lot of runway shows. And I was scouted at a show. It was actually at a party by these ladies who told me, you're beautiful, you have the look, you have an exotic look. And they were women, so I felt more comfortable.
Gotcha.
And they said, well, come to the studio or come to our offices and we'll do a photo shoot to test it out. So I did a little test photo shoot, nothing crazy. I mean, I was in a bikini, but that was very standard. Pictures were great. We want to sign you. So I work. I do print work. They send me on different jobs, normal jobs in Hollywood. I'm working. I'm getting money. I'm loving this. I'm going, oh my gosh, wow, finally the struggles a few years later. And now I'm about 19. Yeah, I'm about 19. And I end up in a party. And the lady from the agency says, I want you to go talk to that producer.
For some reason, these parties seem to be the initiation areas
Yeah.
in which Hollywood and people within Hollywood and in these industries try to employ these tactics. Think about Terry Crews, right? What happened to him and how someone tried to exploit him, and they tried to initiate him, and it was at a party. They know what they're doing, and they listen to what she's about to say, because this is exactly how it happens. Listen to this.
Is going to like your look and go cozy up to him and make him feel like a man. You know what I mean?
Whoa.
Just make him feel good. And I was like, okay. And this is a party at night in a warehouse. It's a fashion party. We just got done with the fashion show. And I don't remember what was said, but I went up and I started talking to him, and, you know, he gave me drinks. And before we know it, I'm tipsy, and she tells me, I need you to sleep with him. And now I'm in deep, and I'm tipsy, and I trust her, and I do it. And
oh, hell no!
You tipsy, you trust her, you do it. Whoa.
that started a trend, because I'm like, I'm already used goods. This is the game.
Wow.
I'm in Hollywood. This is what I do. And of course I felt ashamed the next day, but I thought, well, I'm single. What's wrong? Many women are getting paid for it. I got paid for that.
Wow.
And so I got pimped out through this acting agency, and I slept with men for money. And
whoa,
this became my regular thing. And meanwhile, everybody thought, oh,
What?
you're just doing modeling gigs and little commercial gigs. And I never told anybody. I never told anybody even now.
Wow.
But it's important for people to see that this started when I was a little girl, because I couldn't tell people about the abuse. So I already felt like used goods. I knew I wasn't a good girl. And I felt ashamed because I had the dirty secrets. And I thought, oh, I want to stand strong. But against Hollywood, it is so hard.
Damn.
And I wanted my dreams to come true. I've always been plucky, positive, you know, and social media it was Facebook. It was MySpace and Facebook. And so I would always be posting pictures. Hey, I'm at this audition. Hey, people were like, wow, you're really working. You're doing good. So I got that positive affirmation. I got that love I was searching for. So I just glossed it over. I just pretended like, who cares? This is the life. And they told me that. They said, every actress does this. This is how they learn their roles.
What?
Pretty Woman, what do you think Julia Roberts did? Of course we don't. I mean, we know now with the Epstein scandals and everything that, yes, these actresses were pimped out. This is real. And that's how they got started.
All right, guys, that was another compilation, man. Devil, Satan, all that stuff. The industry is crazy, and the stuff that go on in the industry is completely crazy. You made it this far, you a real one for real. This stuff is mind-blowing stuff, man. Y'all let me know in the comments, like, am I the only one that mine is like, we constantly doing these videos, and I'm constantly mind blown at some of the stuff we finding out, and some of the stories is crazy. Being pimped out like that, and these people be messed up, man. They be going through a lot, and they need some help, man. But till next time, man, self-love and positivity. Fire Squad, I got you, and you know it.